Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night podcast. This is our first proper Tuesday podcast of the year, actually, after last week's shit show and the week before's trial. But good to be back. Happy to go another year. First of all, thanks to our sponsors, Beach Jerky, Eurowork, Bay Vista, Spot On Hose and Fittings, JD Buyers Agents, Exvisory, Parra Leagues, The Station Hotel, Time for a Chat, Crown Property Finance, Riverside Brewing Co., Nonstop Landscapes, and ZMS Trophies. That took a lot to get through. Thanks to all those new sponsors that have come on board. As I have said before, this is the Talking Parra Tuesday night Station Hotel live show. Look, it's been a massive 24 hours for the Parramatta Eels. A lot of news. We've got a lot of messages, a lot of new followers too. So thanks everyone for helping us grow. It's been amazing to see. I'm going to bring everyone straight in. We've got a lot to say, and it's going to be huge. So let's go in. Let's go around the grounds first of all. Welcome, Troy. Troy, mate, big 24 hours. How you feeling?
Absolutely. Hi, how are you? I'm pretty good. Massive 24 hours, but 48 hours to go to the big game.
Well, yeah, exactly right. The game is coming around very quickly. Jason, I'm going to leave you to last because I know you're just going to talk when I get to you. Jack, mate, up there in Queensland time, but you've been up on the news, that's for sure.
Oh, mate, it's been a massive 24 hours. In Queensland, everyone pretty much goes for Melbourne. So the second I found out the news, I was feeding everyone. Whether they knew what was going on or not made zero difference to me. Massive day, ready to rock and roll, but.
Yeah, for sure. Aiden, mate, no clowns again, but I guess there's one clown that's been around all day. How you doing?
Doing good, mate. Massive day, as we've all said, big 24 hours. I love the little quote, so I'll stick by it. And, I'm leaving for Melbourne in 10 hours or something, so quite excited.
Quite excited. It'll be a great time in there. I'm so fucking pumped. It's going to be the way too better. Longy, mate, you look like you're stuck in NFL, mate, but I'm loving the look. How you doing? Welcome back.
Yeah, man, I missed the NFL, obviously, but keen for round one. Preseason champions. Broncos won it last year and they won the comp, so it means we're 100% guaranteed to win the comp this year. Lock it in, boys.
That was an early stats with Longy. I didn't even play the music, but we're 100% guaranteed. Now, Michael's at work tonight, and unfortunately, Olin Teckers was not available. He didn't answer my DM, even though I reached out to him. So, look, we get a lot of messages, a lot of people wanting to come on the podcast. And when one this pretty comes along, I had to say yes to Geordie. So, mate, welcome. It's your debut game, mate. Don't fuck it up. How you doing?
Yeah, mate. Happy to be here. Obviously, it's been a pretty good day finding out the news with Lomax, and yeah, it just makes me more pumped for round one.
Oh, it's going to be something. I was looking today, actually, in the Parramatta Bays. I think there's about 8 or 9 tickets left in the whole bay. So Parra Bay is going to be pumping. We'll have the drum down there. We'll have some fun banners and stuff as well. So it's going to be an awesome time. Let's just get straight into it because I'm going to go to you, Jason. Don't worry. Straight into it. And obviously, if you've been living under a rock or if you've been on the other side of the world or whatever's been going on, I don't know how you would have missed this news if you're a Parramatta fan. But we won after that court battle that kind of ended the way Jason said it would end. Zach Lomax is banned until at least the 2028 season. Now, it was going to be the 2029 season, but it's been brought forward a year. Now, what I will say is that there is still a chance that Zach Lomax plays football in the next 2 years. Parramatta have left this pretty open, and they've left it open that if, I guess, another club comes to us with a player they're prepared to swap, there's a chance that Zach Lomax will end up at that club and end up with a player. Now, look, Melbourne weren't prepared to do that. There's been lots of things floating around what was going to happen. Oral reports, they were set to take Ryan Madison off our hands. Now, Ryan Madison was on $700K this year, and let's be honest, he won't get anywhere near Parramatta first grade. So I believe they're prepared to pay about $300K of his salary and take him. So win for us, we got $300,000 pretty much, straight off the cap, and we got to get rid of that and have a cap space. But that fell through because apparently Ryan Madison doesn't want to leave Parramatta. He's quite happy here, it seems. Or maybe he just doesn't want to go to Melbourne, but that fell through, and then they offered us $750,000. It's been reported. We can't use that in the cap. So Parramatta said, nah, fuck yous, no dice. Zach Lomax, you don't play for the next 2 years, and Melbourne Storm will pay our legal fees for fucking us around and being involved with this. But we'll go to the expert on the matter. Jason, mate, take it away. Is this a win for Parramatta? What do you feel?
Yeah, this is a huge win. Strategy, pressure, bringing Melbourne in, subpoenaing, issuing subpoenas on people to give evidence that don't want to give evidence, uncovering text messages that seem very curious and suspicious. I think the biggest thing for me that's the most telling is that these were what's referred to as consent orders. So everything that happened was by agreement between the parties. So that means that Zach Lomax, Melbourne, whoever, the NRL, whoever was brought in, everyone has agreed to this arrangement and agreed to paying us $250,000 in legal fees. So that is something for me, just from my experience, that if you're willing to pay that much in legal fees by agreement and also capitulate and only get 1 year reduction, there is something there that they did not want out in court. They did not want evidence getting in there, and they did not see that it was worthwhile to run the risk of whether or not Justice Kuntz would make a decision that was in their favor. So it's quite telling, all in all, and I think great stuff from the legal team, like Arthur Moses, SC. There was a junior counsel. His name has left me now, but quite young at the bar, doing great work. And there was an specialized employment, I think, workplace law solicitors. So well done, everyone that was involved. Well done to Parra, Jim, everyone else involved that's made these decisions to sort of stand their ground. And we've got everything we wanted, bar a year, plus legal costs. So as I understand it, Zach will be able to negotiate end of 2027 so he can play the 2028 season. So that is a win for us, and that is still in our favor because it's reserved to our position. So at any time, if we see a better deal, as Adam was saying, and we're going to get a player swap and some better salary cap dispensation, we still are entitled to allow him to go and play for that club because it's our written consent that is what's stopping this from happening. So it's a great outcome. Well done. And yeah, maybe should I get my first drink? Fine. Fuck the Melbourne Storm, fucking cheating.
No, you can say fuck. You're allowed to say fuck.
Fucking cunts.
That's 15. 15 drinks fine. Mate, if anyone's not going on Thursday night to the Station Hotel, I think they should, because the way Jason's going, he's going to be handing out drinks. And we're in a celebration mood. We've all got a drink ready to go. It is a celebration. And like Jason said, it cost us absolutely nothing in the end because Melbourne Storm paid our legal fees. But what we've done is we've proven a point. We've proven that Parramatta won't be the club to get pushed around anymore. We've set a standard to the NRL that contracts matter, and we've shown the NRL they can't hide this shit. So in my opinion, and I've got to say in my opinion, I think it's a massive coincidence that as soon as the NRL were called into, I guess, subpoenaed or whatever it is and have to have their say, all of a sudden a deal was done. In my opinion, as soon as the chairman of the Melbourne Storm, Matthew Tripp, was called in, all of a sudden they wanted to do a deal. So like Michael said, maybe there's something that was being hidden, and I guess we'll never find out. But the end result was, after all this screw around, we got what we wanted in the first place, and that was Zach Lomax not to be able to play for the Melbourne Storm. So let's see where it goes. I'm going to go someone who'll be a little bit controversial here. And Jack, have you got any opinion on it? Jack and not knowing how to...
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jack. Well done. Well said.
All right, let's restart that. Honestly, I was a little bit surprised. Knowing how Parramatta is, I was expecting Lomax to be in a Melbourne jersey come Thursday. But fuck, I'm glad. I hate that club. I hate everything about him. Lomax can go suck a fat one. I hope he sits on the sidelines for 2 years and does dick all while he watches Parramatta win back-to-back comps.
Let's touch on something too quickly. So Lomax is available to talk by the end of 2027. I believe that Rugby 360's plan is to launch in 28 now. So that's no real surprise, that's no real surprise there, is it? That, Zach Lomax is probably going to end up there anyway. So it's pretty smart by Parramatta, knowing his plan was always to go to rugby. I think Zach probably goes to rugby. I don't think he's got much other option now because we know the Melbourne Storm are a club with no morals and they love to cheat. But other clubs around, I wouldn't be touching Zach Lomax. If I'm running a club or if I'm a coach of a club, given the history, I wouldn't want him. I know my fans are going to be hesitant on it and they're going to be, pretty much against him until he performs some kind of magic moment. So whoever club does decide to take him, it's going to be a massive risk. Don't give that freak time. Don't give him time. Anyway, let's move on from that part of it. We'll just quickly wrap it up and I'll let everyone have their say. But as Jason was saying, the swap deal was done. So Parramatta, $250,000. Zach Lomax got 2 years off and the Melbourne Storm got sweet fuck all. So moving around, Hayden, your quick thoughts on the Zach Lomax situation, how it's ended, and it's probably our last say on it until someone offers us a decent player for him.
Yeah, well, as you said, we've set a standard for the NRL now. There's been a lot of issues with contracts over the last couple of years. There's even been, player swaps over the last couple of years. We haven't seen it more recent, but we saw it in that early 2020s, the Tigers, Harry Grant, Storm, that sort of thing. And I guess it gives us that option to do that in the future. But, it just shows that no club or no player is bigger than the game itself. We're all part of the game. We're all there. The fans, the players, all that impact there. And it's really good. As you said, obviously, the Storm being called into court is sort of what made them roll over. So, unfortunately, we'll never know that other side to it. But it just sets a standard, man, for the future of the NRL, which, it was becoming a little bit negative, and it was becoming scary that we were going to get paid out as losers of this case.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Was very scary with the NRL kind of going to apply that blowtorch to us. We'll go back to Jason quickly. Now, Jason, mate, I've just had a thought because we don't have a voucher to give away because our vouchers haven't come in yet. Now, you've got a 15-drink fine. Now, 15-drink fine's roughly, a pub is roughly about $10 average drink. That's $150. Now, I'd like to give away a voucher tonight, and because we're in a celebration mode, and everyone can open their drinks now and have a little celebration, have a sip of their drink, just to celebrate. Everyone was that keen, jacked onto his third already. But we're celebrating being Parra proud. This is what called being Parra proud is. Now, Jason, I'm going to give you a chance, mate. $100 Dan Murphy's voucher to give away to one of our fans. Are you taking that, Jason, or are you going to run with your 15-drink fine?
Yeah, all right. You put me on the spot, but why not? Who cares?
Yeah, I love putting you on the spot. That's how I always operate.
You know what? Like, if I was part of that legal team, I'd be celebrating tonight. It's a massive win. It's a massive win. So 100%. Like what people that are not maybe have missed that the consent orders means that now it's enforceable by the court. It's not just the contract dispute and arguments. It's now enforceable in the court, and that was enforced by agreement. So the court has accepted an agreement by the parties and made those orders. So if anything happens now, we go back to court and say they've breached the court orders and they're in contempt. So it's a massive win. So what? Yeah, well, why not? Why not?
Storm, is it? That's just Lomax in general. So if Lomax goes and tries to sign for another club, and we find out, and we can essentially take Lomax. Yeah, all right, cool. It's good to know. So look, I'm gonna throw something in.
$100 Dan Murphy's gift card. Why not?
100. All right, so share the podcast, comment shared once you have shared it, and we'll draw a winner at the end. $100 Dan Murphy's gift card, and I'll chuck in a talking Parra hat as well. So
can I share it?
No, you can't because we're trying to not encourage you to drink. That's the difference.
But I don't have a hat either.
Thoughts on the Lomax situation? I've got you a hat already, idiot. Thoughts on the Lomax situation?
Yeah, I'll jump in. I think from a Moneyball perspective, we've got an asset here. So we have Zach Lomax, rights to him for 2 years. There are a lot of teams that are going to be foolish enough to think that he's the kind of guy that could put them over the top in the finals, especially if they have an injury. So I'm going to be watching all those top sides at the end of the year, as long as we're not in competition, right? We're not going to strengthen anyone, but we have this asset we can trade, right? So that's one thing I'm looking at. If we can get something out of the Lomax piece, not given to the Storm, obviously, fuck the Storm, but given to someone like Cronulla who won't get to the finals anyway, like deep into the finals anyway. So that's an asset I'm looking at pretty closely.
You're thinking about Jesse Ramey and the Parramatta. I know exactly where your head's at, the way you're throwing that around, aren't you? You just didn't want to say it. So, yep, he's there. Geordie, mate, you may as well just start by saying fuck the Storm because everyone else has said it. Just get it out of the way. But your thoughts on it?
Fucking cheating dogs. So basically, I'm just proud of our club that we've sort of stood firm and not let our club be ran over by Melbourne or Lomax. I think it's something we can all be proud of, of our club, that we've, haven't been pushed over by them.
Yeah, for sure. That's the perfect way to do it. And like I said, we've been pushed around for so long. I still remember seeing a post when this all started in Troy's Parra Eels Army group. There's a plug for you, Troy. You're welcome. Thanks, and, I remember seeing this post and this bloke put up this long thing on a screenshot. I've been meaning to upload it, but I never did because, every time I had it ready to go, some shit happened I had to break. But he pretty much had this list of things that Parramatta have been fucked over in the last, 15, 16 years. And it was absolutely spot on perfect. And, you're right. It's good to see us not get pushed around. Troy, I don't think I've been to you. I think I've been to everyone else. Your thoughts? Not on the Dan Murphy's voucher, on the Zach Lomax.
Well, that's just the caliber of the people that I have in that group anyway. But look, I just echo the sentiments that you guys said as well. I mean, it's proud to be a Parramatta supporter and what the club has done. And they stood firm. They stood their ground, and they won't be bullied into making a quick decision. And look, Zach's going to have to sit out a couple of years, and I don't think we'll see him back in the NRL for a couple of years. He might end up being the PNG marquee signing in 2028. Who knows? But it's a credit to the club. They stood firm and they earned respect, dignity, and integrity. And other clubs should take notice of what can happen.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect. I thought you were quoting John Cena then, the way you were going. It was just you're rolling them out. Yeah, look, I don't think there's much else to say.
There is something else we need to talk about. He is obviously out of a job. There are a couple of ideas he could get into if he wanted to get into some businesses. If he wanted to start some business in the next 2 years, there's a couple we could go for. I know he's quite a fit man. Take the shirt off. Who wouldn't want to see Zach mowing? If he wasn't really big on the outdoorsy, there are some inside jobs he could do. He could become a cleaner. I could see him with a little apron on, mopping my floor. I love it. But if he wants to be a real man's man and get a trade, I've got the perfect one for him. I think he should become a plumber. Go the Eels way. Hindy had his ass crack out. He might as well have his out too.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Jack, because I've also been thinking as well of what Zach could do, but I've been thinking about businesses that Zach shouldn't get himself into. So I think he shouldn't do this business, that is for sure. Zach's life advice.
It's funny that you say that, actually, because I obviously had the same thought as well. Oh. And my thought was, yeah, look, he could do all these things, Zach's life advice, but I'm thinking Zach's probably got some regretful decisions. And if he really wants to do something with his life and he really wants to get on with it and, let's say take stuff back, then I think he needs to be an inventor. And Zach's time travel is perfect for that. So I think that's the first thing Zach does, Zach's time travel, and then this whole thing goes away. He goes back happy at St. George. And by Zach's time travel, he goes back as well. Maybe Parramatta don't get smashed by 50 last year by Melbourne. And, everyone's happy with that, aren't they? Is everyone happy with that? We all good with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was some of our worst acting ever, to be honest. Fuck. Home and away, watch out. We're coming. Let's get on. Let's get on with it. That was fucking terrible. Look, let's get around some news first of all. First, I want to say massive thanks to everyone. We reached 12,000 followers on Facebook sometime overnight. We're currently seeing about 12,400 after a massive day today. So thanks to all the boys on the podcast, all the ones in the past as well, and all the sponsors that make it possible. It's going to continue growing. And 12,000, like I said, seems like a weird milestone to celebrate, but remember last year, we started last year with 3,000 followers on Facebook at the start of 2025. And, I said, I'll be happy with, 6, 7 towards the end of the year.
That's a fine.
No, it's not, because I didn't do the hands. I was waiting for someone to do the hands, and no one did the hands.
You just kept them under the camera so we couldn't see.
I was setting someone up for a fine, but look, I was going to be happy with 6,000 or 7,000. Now, we ended last year with pretty much 10,000. Started this year with 10,000 followers. So the reality was I wanted 12,000 by then this year, and we're just growing and growing. So thanks, everyone, for the support. Obviously, keep going. Hey, if you don't follow us on Instagram, head across to Instagram and give us a follow as well. There's all our links there as well. So get across to Instagram, try and pop those numbers up. It's been going off as well. Look, let's get some Parramatta news first of all. We're going to start with this one first, which is the Mitch Barnett news. And I've been floating around. We may be interested in Mitch Barnett since he was obviously rumoured to be leaving the Warriors. Has come out today. Jason Riles said Mitch Barnett would be someone that he's interested in. Now, what I will say is the last 2 players have come out and said we're interested in. We failed miserably. So the odds of us actually getting Mitch Barnett now are very unlikely. But I'm going to start as a negative against this. I know Mitch Barnett was a great footballer. He was terrible at the Knights. He was a grub at the Knights. At the Warriors, he was a great footballer. Obviously went on to play, for New South Wales as well. Hasn't played since his ACL. Is the big one for me. He'll be 33 by the time he arrives next year. Obviously, he's going to come back this year. He's going to get some regular football under his belt. But I think it's a massive risk to sign a bloke coming off an ACL injury at 32. And, if we do sign him, like I said last week, when it was rumoured that he was going to be coming somewhere, I think Jack DeBellin doesn't get his second-year club option extended because we can't have both of them on the books. Two aging players at that age in a similar kind of role. So I know Jack plays lock with his front row as well. But if we do sign him, I'll be reluctant. I'll say I'm happy with a 1-year deal with a second-year club option. That's kind of where I'm at. But like I said, yeah, Rob's nailed it. I've just got this bad feeling it's going to end up like a Watmow. Troy, your thoughts?
Yeah, probably exactly that as well. I mean, ACLs, they're pretty tough to come back from, and especially the older you are. So, look, as you said, good player, played Origin, but yeah, it is a risk. I actually thought he wanted to be closer to his home up there in Taree somewhere. So, I thought he was going to.
Funny enough, Troy, Parramatta is actually closer than Auckland to Taree. I don't know if you're that. But...
I thought Taree was in Queensland, but anyway.
That's Kempsey.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it'd have to be a minimal contract if it was. And yeah, it'd have to be a 1-year deal with a 1-year club option for sure.
Yeah. Jace, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like it. I think we spoke about it last time. It does give the Watmow vibes that he's coming over to just get medically retired if we were to pick him up. And you're right, we can't have him and DeBellin. I think there's better out there. I think there's better for the same price. Look, it's always good to have experienced forwards, but balancing the risk of his injuries and that sort of stuff, I don't like it. Wouldn't take him.
Yeah, fair shout. Geordie?
I would tend to agree with Jason there. We can get better forwards out there for the same price. And I also think, we got to back our youth as well. We've got some good forwards coming through. And yeah, that's pretty well it. I think it's a no for me.
It's funny you say actually youth because I was going to mention that as well. And someone actually said in the comments to me and replied to the story that he's a good one to help our youth come through. But me personally, Junior Paulo's off contract at the end of the year, and I'm waiting to see how Junior Paulo plays, probably around 10, 11 this year to see if we extend him by a year. Like, he wants one more year. I think we owe him one more year, to be honest, the service he's given us over the time. And given the fact that, I know someone said this elsewhere, a lot of our players, young forwards coming through, our Polynesian players, we know what Junior can do for them. Junior can help them, He's obviously set the standard there across Parramatta for years. And me personally, I'd rather see us extend Junior by a year, even if that is a risk as well, than take a risk on someone that I guess means nothing to our club. Longy, your thoughts?
Yeah, he's a bit like Tyson Frizzell. So Frizzell turns 35 this year. He signed with the Knights a couple of years ago. You can sort of see his game has aged from Origin level to interchange prop at this stage. So I'd expect that. It hasn't really worked well for Newcastle. No offense, Jez. So yeah, I don't see the appeal here. I'd rather keep Junior as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, obviously the Knights are a desperate team. That the players they sign as well. But this isn't dig into the Knights night. We'll have that another night. Jack, thoughts?
Everyone's been so negative. I'll be positive. If we can get him for the right amount of money and the right contract, I'm not against it. I will, however, refuse to go into a bidding war with a team like Broncos who are desperate to replace Haas or a Newcastle who are desperate for talent. But if we can get him to 1+, I'm not against not extending DeBellin. He's 36, who says he doesn't fall off a cliff this year. But I'm not paying over for a middle-aged prop coming off a knee injury.
Yeah. Good shout.
Didn't sound as positive as I thought.
It started. You got a lot more negative.
Well, I started thinking about sorry.
No, I'm with Adam here. I think if the club was going to do anything here, it would be a 1-year deal with a club option. Another little spanner thrown in the works here is the potential that, someone like Dallin Waiteni-Zelezniak goes off, and Alofian Kamperira doesn't play. Do the Warriors inquire for Zach Lomax and we try and trade Mitch Barnett for Lomax? Is that a potential spanner in the works that we could see? But, with the talks today of the Tigers with Tyrrell May stalling his contract extensions due to CEO leaving, there's just good young guys at our club like Teencum Brown, Sam Tuivasa. We should be chasing a nice young forward like Tyrrell May.
Yeah, I kind of go there. So obviously you don't want to block the path of these young ones kind of because they might be better than May, but May's obviously going to be asking for good money after standing out as well. But I just don't want to see us block that. In regards to the swap as well, I can't get around that because I don't even know when Mitch Barnett's going to be ready to go. Longy, you'd probably know this. Do you know when he's going to be back playing on the field?
Pretty early. About, I think it's about a month or two into the season. But usually the second year after the ACL is sort of when they bounce back.
Yeah, exactly right. So not going to get his best footy this year, but like I said, there's he could do it again, or he might never come back the same. You never know. But moving on from that, what other news have we got? Oh, there's been a bit. One funny enough, you did mention that Team Cumbrian was upgraded into a top 30 deal as well, which is fantastic to see. Development deal, for this year, and then top 30 for the next 2 years. So actually named on the extended bench this week in the 22. So Cup obviously plays before the first grade team at Melbourne, which is, I believe, Melbourne's first year in New South Wales Cup. True?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually only realised today they were coming in. I kind of haven't heard a lot about Melbourne actually in the off-season, funny enough. That was a joke, guys. Thanks for the laughter. But, Team Cumbrian obviously extended there, like I said, and it's good to see just another kid that got an opportunity under Jason Rolls take his chance and obviously be rewarded with an upgrade then. But obviously we haven't got any games to touch on from last week, but I'll quickly give us a plug. This is still going as well. Don't forget to go ahead and enter our competition on Facebook. We might try and find a way for Jez to share that in the comments. It's obviously the Station Hotel. Come on board as a mate sponsor, as we said. $200 Eel store voucher, $100 food and beverage voucher, and a talking Parra hat. So go into that. Don't forget, like I said, share tonight's podcast. Comment shared as well. We're giving away $100 Dan Murphy's voucher, thanks to Jason from X Advisory and his potty mouth, and a $50 worth of a talking Parra hat valued at $50. So $150 worth of stuff to win tonight if you can. I've had one drink and I'm slurring my words. Troy, how do you do it after 15?
Oh, mate, I'm an expert, mate. I'm not an amateur. I've got experience.
Anyway, let's move on. Like I said, we've spoken a fair bit about the Zach Lomax situation. I've put a post up about that. I've given this bloke a bit of hell, obviously, before. Obviously, had a pretty good relationship lately, but once again, we'll say congratulations to how the club handled it. The situation, we'll wrap it up, and I think they've done a job. And, they've stood up for pretty much everyone at Parramatta. They've stood up for the fans. They've stood up to the NRL and made sure we don't get pushed around. So, moving on, chuck this up during the week. 40-year celebration, mate. Hayden, would you buy one of these if we could somehow get the players' names on the back and the players that played in that, run between 81, 82, 83, and 86? Would you line up for one of them?
I would line up for one of those in a heartbeat. Such a great idea. We saw the Dogs wearing them. Were all the other teams in Vegas wearing it, or just the Dogs? It was just the Dogs, wasn't it?
Just the Dogs.
Yeah.
Just the Dogs. We want to be like the Dogs there and get that jersey done. We want to do it.
Why don't you just buy it online, Hayden?
Well, you can, but you can't get the bottom. You can get the top one, but you can't get the. Well, you probably could. If you probably duck in a P to win, you could probably make that happen. But it's not a concept I want the club to do. I want the players to wear it. I want to see it on the players' backs. So everyone wants to take their money. Look, let's move on. Let's move on to this week's game. Another news. Nothing else has happened, has there, in the last couple of weeks? Anyone wants to talk about? No one's got anything to confess.
I got bullied by 130 Parramatta fans in a group page, because I made a joke about Sivo and Brad Arthur joining us after they played well in Leeds.
Oh, that was also in my group,
Yeah.
Adam.
What going on in his group?
There's a lot going on in his group, but like I said, it was actually great to see Sivo carve it up. Like, we've all bagged him out in the past. We've all loved him at times, and we've all been very fucking frustrated by him. But as a Leeds fan, I know we're building pretty well over there. Brad Arthur's doing a fantastic job. I expect us to get smashed by Hull. After Hull beat Brisbane, didn't start the year the best in the Super League that first round, but I thought they come out and absolutely wipe us, and we killed them. So it was great to see Sivo and obviously Brad Arthur, friend of the page, not really, doing really well over there. So it's great to see. We've got some enemies on this podcast. Like, honestly, I don't even think I've got a list.
Common denominator is.
You should do like a Christmas card list. They do in the papers, like.
Well,
who
Brad
you're not gonna
Arthur,
send a Christmas card to.
Brad Arthur, Ryan Madison, Nathan Highmarsh is on the list as well. He hates me. Owen Tekkers is definitely on the list now.
Adam, these are your enemies, not the podcast enemies.
No, it's all of us. We're all
we take on his enemies, Longy.
Club Parra Proud. This is one podcast talking Parra Proud.
Do we get any friends or?
We've got lots of friends. We've got 12,000 friends on Facebook, and heaps of them watching tonight. So if you want to be Longy's friend, just send him a message, mate. If anyone wants to hang out with Longy, just slide into Casual NRL's DMs. Send me a message. We'd love to hand out to you.
Or go and see him on Thursday night.
Yeah, the Better Players Station Hotel. Let's catch up there for a limited amount of time.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's move on to this week's game. As I said, there's no doubt, massive game. We're lucky enough to draw Melbourne in Melbourne 2 years in a row. So Thursday, 8 p.m. kickoff. Good sponsorship there, isn't it? Ex-Advisory. Jason, you're loving that. And like I said, the boys, Jason, Troy, Longy, they'll be at the Station Hotel watching the game. So come along if you're there and have a drink. It's the first 20 drinks are on us. Apparently they're on me now because I made, obviously, Jason give away his 15 drinks tonight. Troy still owes 5, though. So if you can hit him up, good luck. He hasn't bought me a beer in the fucking 11 years I've known him, but he might get you a beer. But
he bought me a beer for my birthday at Magic Round last year.
Yeah,
Did he?
thank you, Jason. Thank
were you feeling okay? Was he drunk by that stage, Jason?
He probably was.
Yeah, there's a fair chance he was. He wouldn't have remembered
Still bought it. Still bought it.
Still bought it. He probably had my card or something, to be honest. Who knows? But
Oh.
anyway, like I said, obviously me, Hayden, we're heading down. It's going to be a massive game. If you're in Melbourne, check out the pub crawl. We're doing a pub crawl, combining with some other pages there, and it's going to be lit by the time we get to the Precinct Hotel. We're going to be in fine form. The Bay is going to get going off. Hayden, as you said, you're heading down tomorrow, mate. What's the excitement levels like? Are you ready to fuck shit up or what?
I am ready for a couple of drinks at our little pub crawl. Very excited to see the fans, and I'm hearing rumours that Parramatta Bay is almost sold out. So, massive crowd's going to be there on Thursday night, and we're all very, very excited to be there in Melbourne. A bit of revenge.
Yeah, revenge definitely after quite a long time. I'm going to switch across this one because it looks prettier as we do this one, and it makes me look like I've got mad guns. Thanks, Mitchell Moses. Longy, thoughts on the game?
Mate, it's a cracker. So I've had us tipped all preseason, but you throw in the outs the Storm have, right? So Sean Blaw's out. Eli Katoa's obviously out. They lose Ryan Pappenhausen. They replace him with a rookie fullback, so defensive organization is going to struggle. You lose Xavier Coates there. It's just not.
Nope.
That was the Storm, by the way.
I was just about to say. I don't think I can say anything because Longy's covering it all. But
He is. Look, is that the Storm? Storm being dodgy again?
yeah,
what's
they've
happening?
hacked into his.
Yeah. Put it past those
Hacked
cheats.
That makes sense. All right, Jason, he'll be back eventually, maybe. Your thoughts on the game?
We're doing team lists later, aren't we? But
let's just leave Longy like this because it's actually quite satisfying.
I think what Longy is probably alluding to is that Melbourne are ripe for the beating. Ripe. Absolutely ripe. So this will be obviously a good test for us. What's Melbourne up to now? 23, 24 straight?
23.
23?
Yeah.
So, eat, sleep, break the streak. Hopefully we can do it. And it really will show us where we're at. Who mentioned last time that it's actually the best sort of parameter for last year versus Melbourne, this year versus Melbourne. We can see exactly if we've improved or not.
The most he's ever spoken.
Yeah. So hopefully we get the win.
For sure. All right, Geordie, this is your moment, mate. Preview Parramatta. How are we looking for Thursday?
Mate, I think we're looking absolutely ripe. We are we're almost at full strength, obviously missing Josh Addo-Carr, but we have that depth to cover that now. I'm really excited. To see Brian Kelly make his debut. I think he looked quite strong in pre-season, especially in attack. And obviously Melbourne's missing Coates. I don't think they're as strong as previous years. I think it's our time to shine, and I think we're going to break the streak this week.
I'm probably going to regret saying this, but before we go to Parramatta's team and the other two boys, I'm going to say it. I sat here last year and said I think we can beat Melbourne. And that fucking was an epic fail as me and Jason, and we sat there and we melted in 36-degree heat, stuck to our seat watching Parramatta season end in the first half. I don't want to quote the New South Wales commentary when Queensland had that worst Origin team ever, and Hayden will obviously know they won. I think this is one of the weakest Melbourne Storm teams I've seen for a very long time. I think they're weak in the centres. They've moved Nick Meaney, who was one of their better centres last year, to the wing to cover a weakened wing position. Now, if he's up on Sean Russell the way that Sean Russell played, or Bailey Simonson, they both should be stronger than him. He's not exactly – he's a good defender. He's not a good winger defensively. And I think their second row and lock and just their general front row is very weak as well. Both their second rowers are out and their lock, the Aero, Blore, and obviously Elise Katoa. Eli Katoa, sorry. And is Elise Eli? What's his actual name? Anyone remember? Ellie. There we go. Ellie. Their front row, obviously, as well. I just don't think it's the strongest front row going around. I think they're there for the taking. I think we roll them. I think we roll them early, to be honest. But Aiden, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't want to give my preview too much.
Actually, I've already been to you. Ask you how you're feeling. Sorry, I rotated shit around. Troy, it's you.
Yeah, look, very confident, and especially after the preseason. And as you said, it's a great time to get them round one, and they've got players missing from last year, and it's a new look Melbourne side, and whether their combinations are going to be the same. I mean, we only added a couple of players to our squad, but the connection there is pretty good at the moment, so it's a good time to get them. It's going to be the most watched game, I think, of the round, because it's going to be. Yeah, we've obviously seen what's happening in the off season, so everyone's been hanging for this game. So you guys are lucky enough to get down there and cheer on for us, but we'll be cheering on from home, or from the station hotel, I should say.
Yeah, exactly right. Good plug, Troy. You're good at plug. I'll give you plugs. You give us plugs. I just want to say too that someone touched in the comments. Zach Howarth is listed on their injury list as round 3 with a groin injury, I believe. Jerome Hughes has apparently still been doing non-contact. I don't know what's happened this week, so they could have 2 late outs. You think Wishart would go? Actually, Wishart would probably fill either of those positions, to be honest. If either of them are out, if they're both out, I don't know who they move around. So I think the game comes down to the game plan is shut down Harry Grant. I think shutting down Harry Grant takes Cam Munster out with Wishart there anyway, because Cam Munster has to play as a controlling half if Wishart comes into 5'8". But either way, shut down Harry Grant. I think we can do the rest. I think we could be being a little bit delusional before I go to the team. So I'm going to bring Jez in because I think Longy's been hit by lightning or something. Jez, mate, are we being delusional or are we actually a chance here?
No, I think you're a genuine chance. Speaking as a passive fan here, but I think the drama that's been surrounding this as well and leading into this game is going to have a lot more weight on Melbourne than on Parramatta. I think Parramatta are on top, especially after the verdict from the court. So it's going to be really exciting. And as Troy said, this is definitely going to be the game of the round. It's the Knights won last week. So
who just
obviously.
dropped off in? There's Mike
Jack.
Sherman over. Jack, where the
Jack.
fuck is Jack? I'm about to fuck Jez off.
Oh, Longy's back.
Yeah, I was hacked by the Melbourne Storm guys. They said they texted Volandis and said it was better for the game if I didn't tip Parramatta. So, I cut out.
They applied the blowtorch to Longy, that's for sure. Do you have anything else to add, Longy? Because everyone else has had their say in that time you've been gone.
Oh no, just that Melbourne are pathetic and they're hobbling into the season, and Parramatta are looking good. We're going to absolutely decimate them. So, yeah, prime for a big win or a depressing weekend.
Let's run through the team list now. We've all said that. I'll go through it first of all. Isaiah Ongi, I don't really want to touch on it a lot, but we obviously mentioned a little bit last week, but that photo is believed to be 2 years old, and obviously there's nothing really happened now. Isaiah Ongi is named to play. Brings a Bailey Simonson. Sean Russell does move to the wing. I was against that. I still would have had Sam Riney there, but I know we did sign Brian Kelly to play in the centres, and that was the plan until Russell stood out in the preseason. So Penasini and Kelly in the centres, Pezzett and Moses, no surprise. Hopgood and Paulo in the front row. Riley Smith at 9. Jack Williams and Kit Kat in the second row, and Jack DeBellin earns that lock spot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a late change there. I think Matt Dory might start, but let's see if there's some mind games going on. Bench of Dylan Walker, Sam Tui. We've got to get that going on Thursday night. I want that happening at the pub as well, boys. I want to see a video from the pub of everyone there doing the Tui, all right? Because we'll be doing it every time we run. Talon is Silver at 17, Kelma and Joash 18 and 19, which obviously now play as well, or can play as well. And then Semrani, Charlie Geimer, and Team Cum Brown on the extended bench. Mate, any changes you'd make to the team, Jack?
No, look, I said last week when we discussed it that I thought Sean Russell was going to be the wing. So I'm not against it. I think Kelly looked good. I would switch out Sam Riney and Kelma, but I've got a vendetta against Kelma because he can't fucking defend. But I think we're looking good. I'm happy. I'm ready to fucking rock and roll.
Is he a cat, Jack?
You're a footballing expert, Jack. Look at you. I would have done this. I would have had this. You're an expert, mate. Like, for a C-grade C-grade Oztag player, you know a lot, don't you?
Mate, that's what happens when you're captain coach for 3 years running. You know what's going on.
Oh, captain coach. Look at
Oztag. He's talking about Oztag. All right. Longy.
I'm talking about life, Adam.
I'm just in awe of the life lessons we're getting for free as well. You don't have to pay for this podcast.
Don't ask him for relationship advice, though, Longy. All right, go, Longy.
Oh, he's efficient, all right? He gets in, he gets out. But no, look, I've forgotten the question. The team list. Yeah, I'm actually super stoked. I'm super stoked about Jack Williams moving to the edge full time. I think that's his best position. I think he's going to be absolutely lethal there. We've got 2 primary playmakers on the edges in each half spot. So I think we're going to see Jack Williams thrive this year, and big year for Kautonga as well.
Yeah, for sure. Jace, team list, mate. Any changes?
I don't like Russell on the wing. He's sort of proved that he's, I would say, I'm sorry, the best centre we have. He's really turned up.
Hey.
Sorry
He took
for the
Took that person.
sorry to the penis, big Will penis, but I almost feel like there might be a late change and they might risk Brian at wing or something because I don't know, Russell's too good in the centres. That's the only change I would make really. I'm just worried about that because Nick Meaney might absolutely burn him if he's on that side.
I think they might float. I think they might rotate throughout the game, switch it up a little bit. I think that's the best way to do it. Give Russell some chances there attacking. Troy, mate?
Yeah, look, I'm probably like yourself. I probably would have had Sam Rani on the wing, but I don't know. Is he sort of getting a bit too big for wing now and more back row? I don't know, but he did score some tries last year on the wing, but and left Russell in the centres. But, I mean, we brought Brian Kelly to the club as a centre, so why not use him there? It's a pretty strong team. I mean, you put Josh Adokar in that team, and it's a pretty cracking team. So, other than that, nothing else really.
Yeah, Geordie, you happy with Jason Royal's team?
Yeah, mate, I'm happy with the team. Obviously, I think Sean Russell's best position is centre. But I think while we have Brian Kelly there, it shows our depth and Russell can play on the wing. But yeah, that's pretty well all I have to say.
Yeah, Hayden, I'm going to go to you next. I'm going to ask you a question, mate. How do we use this bench? 6-man bench. We've touched on it quite a bit in the offseason. Obviously, we're pretty happy with the starting team. Does it kind of see how the game goes? Because I'm looking at it, right, and I've got Jack DeBellin starting at lock, but I've also got Dylan Walker there, but I've got Matt Dury, who's done some pretty good work at lock, but obviously can play front row. We kind of see who comes in the game based on how Riley goes or how DeBellin goes, because, you've got Kellenwood there who can go on edge if we pick up an edge injury early on or, someone gets something there. Like, how are you going to use that bench?
Well, let's hope for no injuries, obviously. But Matt Dury, the big one there at 16, I think he's going to play quite a bit of lock. I mean, it's weird now, isn't it? It's weird because, the 6-man bench, it's hard to get used to it. It still wigs me out looking at it. But it's a strong bench. You can use players in the right position there and stuff as well. Jordan Samrani there on the extended bench. I was a little bit surprised he wasn't named as, even if he didn't get the minutes, even just on that bench based off that preseason form. But as you said, Adam, I sort of hope there is some float between Brian Kelly and Sean Russell. He's been so good at centre. Maybe see him, defend on the wing, but attack in the centre. Brian Kelly switcheroo, bit of that would be probably the strongest part of the team. But yeah, there's a few rotations. Hopefully no injuries, but a lot of rotations, and we'll see how Riles goes.
Yeah, I'm going to go to you from it because I know you're all over this team with fantasy stuff, Longy. We'll touch a little bit more on the bench. Is there room to carry Dylan Walker and Matt Dury? Because I don't think Matt Dury can play on the edge anymore. And I think Matt Dury was probably one of our best, in the preseason trials. Now, is he going to play middle? Because if he plays lock, then obviously that cuts Dylan Walker's time down. How would you do it, Longy?
Yeah, he's a like hybrid prop basically for Parramatta, right? Same as Jermaine Hopgood's moved to prop as well. I think with the interchanges we have, I would use 3 subs, bringing Dury on, taking him off after 15 minutes, and then bringing him on for the last 15 minutes again. Because I don't think he can really maintain defensive structure for more than 15 minutes. Like we've seen, he's super destructive, right? Great ball runner. But after about 15 minutes, it sort of starts to get a bit slower and, problems start to arise in the middle there. So I'd use 3 subs on that. I'd use a couple more subs on Tuiviti as well. Bring him on, give him a good stint, take him off. Probably sub him with Junior. Just run one of them at a time. Then you got the sub with Jack DeBellin and Dylan Walker. Potentially have them both on at the same time, JDB into prop 2. And obviously you have the hooker sub as well. So we got a few guys that can step into hooker at a pinch. Riley Smith, there was talk that he might play a bit of hooker.
Riley Smith. Oh, okay.
Riley Smith and
Wow. Breaking news.
We're rusty. Bit of lock, boys. Bit of lock. You know what I mean? But there's options, basically, is what I'm saying. So I think you want to rotate the forwards. I think Jack Williams and Kautonga stay on for 80 minutes. We don't mess with the edges.
I think, as long as obviously they can. I think you're probably right. But I think those first 3, as you said, I think Walker, Dury, and Tuiviti are the 3. And I think it's a flip of a coin how the game's going between De Silva, Kelmer and Joash Papali'i, because we saw Joash come on and change the game against the Roosters as well. So I think this game's over by half time. I think we're going to kill him in the first half. I'm that confident. But if we need someone to come on and give that spark, I think someone like Joash could come on and give it. And obviously, we're not forgetting that as well. Let's get to our bold predictions. It's our first bold predictions of the year. We've gone all out this year, and we've got a fancy graphic. Look at that. Boom. Ready to go. I'll make it easy for you guys so you don't fuck it up like every other year. I need a score, a first try, and a bold prediction. I said prediction, but it should be bold prediction, but prediction. All right?
It's in bold letters.
It is in bold letters, Troy. Thank you very much. And because you said that, Troy, you can start us off the year. Your first try is William Penasini.
Yep.
What's the score going to be?
24-20.
Yep.
Riley Smith, 40-20.
That's not bold enough.
Oh, well, okay. 2 40-20s.
First game of the year.
Pathetic, Troy.
Hey?
Yeah.
Two 40-20s. There you go.
Riley Smith, 2 40-20s. All right, Jez, you're writing these down. Give me a thumbs up. He's all over it. All right. I don't want to be snaked here, but Hayden, I'll let you go next. We'll go in that kind of order.
I've this has been a bit of a danger game with that round one record, but I'm actually going to tip us. I'm going to do it. I still feel crazy
driving 10 hours to fucking Melbourne, you dickhead.
You got to join the Melbourne Storm podcast.
No, I look at that team, and as you said, it's really weak there in Melbourne. So if there's a different team list, might be a different story. I'm the type of person who doesn't always tip Parramatta, but this week I'm tipping them. I'm going to go 26-20. I think this will be a sort of game where they'll get all the calls towards the end of the game. They get all the calls, and we're forced to defend it. And I think our defense is so good against the Roosters, it's going to force errors. So my bold prediction is that in the last 10 minutes of the game, there'll be no tries and there'll be 4 Melbourne errors. We'll force 4 errors out of Melbourne and there'll be no points in that last 10 minutes. First try scorer Sean Russell.
Jez has just got to get some sort of AI transcriber for this shit now.
Yeah, he's trying to come in. He's in. He's not part of everyone else, but he's in. We'll just leave you there, Jez, mate. We'll leave you there. There you go.
Jez, just go back to the audio. Get the listens up, mate.
yeah, exactly right. Troy's one for everything. I'm going to do mine next because I've had this ready for fucking ages and I haven't changed my score. I go on Parra 22-18. My first try scorer is Bailey Simonson. Now, that was a bold prediction because I've had this graphic ready to go before Bailey's even on good terms with Jason Rolls. But my prediction is Jack's gone again. Mate, Jack's been in and out more times than a yo-yo. I didn't even realise. I thought we had Isaiah Yongi on the podcast for a while then.
My laptop just muted everyone and then didn't unmute. So a quick little refresh and we're all good. Don't stress.
Okay, cool. Because we had Isaiah and I thought, how good is this having players on the podcast? And I realised, pinch me, it's a dream. My prediction is for Mitch to have 3 assists, 3 try assists. Is that bold enough for you, Troy?
Yeah, that'll do.
I was actually going to go 16-0 at halftime into Mitch 3 assists, but let's go Mitch 3 assists. I want points on the board early. All right, Geordie, it'd be unfair to leave you to last, mate, so you can go next.
All right, mate. I think it's going to be 26-22 Parra's way. I think we'll lead for most of the game, and as the refs like to do, give it Melbourne's way on the back end, but we'll hold on, I reckon.
That's not bold. That's a statement.
No. That's my statement. Bold prediction is that Pezzett will get 2 try assists and score a try on debut. And what was the last one? Sorry.
First try scorer.
We'll go with Bailey Simonson.
Yep. Jumping on Bailey with me. That's fine. We'll allow it. He's new.
Okay.
Yeah. Jace.
First try scorer, Sean Russell.
Jumping on mine, but that's okay.
That's right. My bold prediction is also my score. We've had a good year. We've had a good win. We had a good win. We're going to beat the Storm 25-0.
Because your bold prediction, Melbourne, be kept
a bigger number.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Moses is going to slot in a last-minute field goal just to be a dickhead, to say, fuck you, Melbourne, and we're going to win 25-0.
I thought you were going to say bold as Jack DeBellin kicked the field goal.
All right, I'll go to you next one. You leave Jack for last, just because we like to do mean things to Jack.
Yeah, I thought I was going to make a bold prediction here, but Jace has sort of blown it out. Look, I've got us coming out sizzling in the preseason like a station hotel chicken schnitzel. I reckon we put 40 points on the Storm here. Bit of sponsor integration for you, Adam. Surely I get a schnitty out of it, but 40 points on the Storm here. I'm going to go 40-22. I think it's 40-10 with 10 minutes to go. I think they score a couple of junk consolation tries when we sort of switch off. I've got Jack Williams scoring the first try, and him grabbing a double is my bold prediction.
All out. All right, Jack.
Alrighty, I'm going to go.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Oh,
I was gonna-
the
I was gonna
storm.
let
The
myself-
storm
Don't worry,
again.
don't worry.
I'm going to let Jez have a bold prediction. So go, Jack. I had to bring Jez in.
20-16. Kit Kat of the first try scorer. My bold prediction is this game goes to extra time and Talon De Silva pulls a Harry Grant, dummies to Mitch for the field goal, and then scores underneath the post, put the finger up to the Melbourne crowd as they all walk out sad and pathetic.
And Mitch blows up at him as he dummies, and then he scores a try. And you forgot to mention
Mitch co-hangers him as he's celebrating for overriding him again.
JBL style.
I've got a better bold prediction. So what's going to happen is Mitch is going to put his shoes on at exactly 11:30 a.m. in the morning, and then tie his shoes with his left hand for his right boot, and his left boot with his right hand. Jez, are you getting this?
All right, Jez, what do you got? It's your turn. We bring you in.
Make
Well,
sure
I was
you
going
write
to
it
jump on the
down,
back
though,
of
Jez.
that. I'm going to say that Mitch Moses is more of a sock shoe person than a sock shoe.
Actually,
So
yeah,
just
I'd
to
love to
keep going.
I'd love to ask him. I'll get my friend Olin Teckers to ask him and see if it's what he is.
Important questions. Important
Important
questions.
questions all around.
Score, I'm going to go 22-12 Parramatta. But I also agree it's going to be 2 junk tries at the end there as a bit of lapse in concentration because they're just having fun towards the end. First try scorer is going to be Moses. He's going to do lovely things on the weekend. And he's going to go into the posts. And he's going to, my bold prediction, he's going to pull out the Haim plane again.
First game of the year, he's going to pull out.
Yeah,
the
straight into it. Straight into it.
Even
Set the tone.
funny if he brought out Lomax's celebration. That'd be a real highlight. Yeah, that one. All right, let's get to some questions. As we get some questions, we'll draw out a winner for this $150 voucher. Sorry, $100 Dan Murphy's voucher and the Talking Parra hat. We've got 21 people entered. You've got 30 seconds to claim now. It has to go off tonight because it's Jason's money, not mine. So we're going to make sure it has to go. Oh, I paid for the hat. It has to go off. Random number generator, 1 to 21. All right. Let's go. So there it is, 1 to 21. Boom. Got green screen. Anyone see that?
18, was it?
Oh, I come up with a fucking ad for Temu. Yeah, 18.
18.
Yep.
18.
There we go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Fuck, it's always down the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. Winner is Nolene Harris. Nolene Harris, you have 30 seconds to claim. I don't really have any music, but people sharing now. They're sharing now. I'll chuck them in because if we get a redraw,
How did
you
you
might-
not start singing Nolene, but in Jolene?
Nolene.
I was thinking, come on, Nolene.
Nolene.
Oh, I actually blocked Josh Davis. How to do that? Sorry, Josh.
Oh, no, Josh is gone.
Sorry, Josh. Unblock you,
Yeah.
mate.
There she
Nolene
is.
made it, though. Nolene's here.
No, it's Josh, mate. I don't know how to
Hey,
unblock.
Josh has got Nolene's in.
Sorry, Josh. Shit. I have to work out how to unblock someone. Anyway, she won. Nolene message page organised that voucher, and Jason looks distraught. Look, he's like, "Fuck." Let's hope Nolene wasn't here. Let's hope we did this in right.
Hey, all
But
good,
little
good,
did Jason know that if she wasn't here, it doubles next week.
No, oi,
Nah.
shut up. You owe 5 drinks for doing stupid 6-7 stuff. So. Anyway, let's get some questions quickly as well. Oh, I'm trying to unstar some questions, so you can star some questions. Yeah, look, I didn't touch on that, obviously. The Harold Mats lost their first game as well at the end of the game, and the SG Ball didn't lose. They had a 24-all draw. So that's footy. It happens. I think that was a little bit of a
Early on in
slip.
the year.
Yeah, early on in the year. Well, thanks, Troy. All the classics there. But the SG Ball team, they kind of needed that loss as well. But, yeah. Adam Barnes, still waiting for mine from last year. I don't remember what you won, mate. Message your page. I don't know what happened there, but message the page and last year was a long time ago. So
Mate, he won the league. Look at his badge.
he did. He did. I actually think I remember. I think when we didn't have any vouchers, we had to get more off Parra League. So this is a different voucher, but I do have Parra League's vouchers if you want to message the page. So, what's the best sport agency for Vegas packages? Talking Parra Travel, looking at this. So watch this space, Damien. We'll see what we can come up with. But look, I think the club will put on a package. By all reports, the NRL packages are actually quite good. I've got a few friends that went across with the Knights package, and they said it was really good. So quite cheap as well, quite reasonably priced. So as long as our club, continues that tradition of getting fans over there and doesn't try and turn into like other clubs have done in the past of trying to make some money on it, I think it'll be pretty cool. Myself, I look to extend. I don't want to just go to Vegas. I want to go to Disneyland with my child, of course, not just for me. And then we'll go, I want to do some basketball stuff as well. But certainly suss them out. There'll be heaps of packages going. So, what is Heine's issue with you, Adam? Well, it's actually Troy he doesn't like. I think, I don't know what Troy, why doesn't he like you?
I don't know. Maybe because I annoy him a bit. And, I don't know.
You annoy me a bit, but I still like you.
I know.
No,
you
look.
message him, hi, Hindy, I'm having a beer and listening to Coldplay today. What are you doing? And the next day, hi, Hindy, I'm listening to
When are we having a beer from the Hindy fridge, Hindy? When are you coming to the Parra Cave, Hindy?
Mate, I'm sure Owen Tech will be running Parramatta's tour, mate. So I'm sure he can jump on board with that.
Let's subpoena those DMs for Jason, eh?
I didn't do anything to Heine. I'm just going to touch on this because I love Nathan Highmarsh. And every time I've ever met with him, until the last time I met with him, I've actually got along with him really well and had a good joke with him and a good chat. My problem was that the article that came out last year about his son, I just thought it was a story that didn't need to be told. Now, I never bagged out his son at all. All I said was the article didn't need to be told. You shouldn't be somewhere based on your last name. Right? And I said it on the podcast as well. And I think we all kind of said a similar thing. Now, Heine's obviously taken offense to that, and that's fine. He can say that. But once again, I never bagged his son. I never said his son won't play NRL. I said there's a good chance he could, but there was better kids who got picked ahead of him, and that's why he wasn't picked at Parramatta. And just because his father's Nathan Highmarsh doesn't mean he should automatically walk into a very strong SG ball team at Parramatta. That SG ball team and Harold Match team went quite well. They're still going quite well now. So I think that was pretty proven well there. And look, I don't know how his young fella's going, but so be it. So that's pretty much it. So, look, someone who's played a lot of NRL and been through a lot and copped a lot of shit off fans, I think he needs a bit tougher skin. I guess a lot of us are parents here as well. I guess if someone bagged at your kid, you might be pretty pissed off, but I did try to tread very carefully. That's pretty much, Who is the most annoying person on the podcast that snores the most? Oh,
Adam.
It's fucking Jason for sure.
Most annoying and snores the most. Very specific.
Bad.
Same question or two for different questions?
Yeah. Let's go to the most annoying person. All right, let's go around. Hayden, who's the most annoying person?
Sorry, are they assuming that we all sleep in the same room?
Yeah.
Not all sleep okay.
This is an
I haven't
online
slept.
thing, right?
I've never slept with any one of you. So
There was
James, stay on.
There was that one time, okay, guys, that happened. And we had clothes on. Like, there was nothing weird about it. Hayden, who's the most annoying
what happens
person?
in
I
Magic
love all you boys, but some of Jason's rants can just go on too much, and it's like, bro, you've been talking for 10 minutes. Just shut up.
All right. Shots fired. Yes, he's obviously bagging at Owen Tech because this is what the question, that opportunity to talk with the Parra boys. That's what he asked. But let's go with it, Jack. Most annoying.
I'm going to go with the person who doesn't tip Parramatta half the time and goes to Queensland. Not naming any names, but they know who they are.
Yeah. The one that tried to throw a pool cue at you last year. Hey, Geordie, you're on the outside here watching the podcast. Who do you think's the most annoying?
Anyone in this podcast that's a Queenslander.
Yeah. Hayden, you're copping here, Hayden.
Sorry,
Jason?
mate.
I'm just going to say Hayden. So.
Longy?
Oh, it's tough to pick, but Hayden almost tipped the Storm, so that's where I'm going.
We got to get free spins here soon. We're all voting for him. Jez, I'll go to you next, mate. Who do you reckon is the most annoying?
It's pretty obvious.
I'm tipping Newcastle. I'm tipping Newcastle versus Manly, Jez. Just a heads
Hayden,
up.
you just spoke over me.
There you
I was
go.
making out Adam, but now it's you, Hayden. You all right?
All right, Troy.
Bring back the clowns. That's all I've got to say.
Troy?
well, I'm just glad that I haven't got a run yet because it's usually me. But I have to agree with you guys. Hayden, mate. It just the way that he talks up Queensland, tips against Parramatta, Talks up the Titans. I mean, they're going to come last this year.
He's gone.
Really, man.
Oh, we love you, Hayden. We love you, mate.
I can't pick on Hayden. I just can't do it.
Sad.
You know, I can't pick on Hayden at all. So the most annoying person for me is Drunk Troy, because there's no one in the world that's more annoying than Drunk Troy. I think we can all agree on that. It was certainly.
I thought they were talking about who on the podcast, not outside of the podcast.
No, the person people from the podcast.
Right.
You can't vote yourself, Troy. You can't vote Drunk Troy. Have we got any more?
You know who's the least annoying? Karaoke Jace.
Karaoke.
That's beautiful.
Or his nickname J&M. Is that what you mean? All right. Is there any other questions? Are there any decent questions?
There were
I've
a
started a couple.
couple of people asking about what we've won out of a Lomax trade.
Sorry. Ahmed, I showed him a lot of respect, and the club showed him a lot of respect too. Now, I'll say this now. Nathan Highmarsh does not turn up to any club events unless there's a fucking bit of money involved. All right? So you wanted me to go there? I'll go there. He quite simply won't do a thing unless there's money involved and there's a payment fee. So you made me throw that one out there. You threw the fish.
He did the Legends lunch last year for free.
Yeah, and how early did he leave? It was the first
I
one.
wonder why Hindy doesn't like Adam.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's rude. Like, mate, I respect everything he did on the field, all the stuff he did for the club. Like, I cried when the bloke retired. I went to the 2012 grand final when he did his lap of honor. I cried again. That's how much I love the bloke. But
Grand final came last, bro.
no, yeah, well, he wasn't playing. He was doing lap of honor.
His last game.
He wasn't his last game. I'm talking at the grand final how they do the retiring players.
Yeah.
They did it and I bought tickets that morning to go watch it. That's how much I loved the bloke. And like I said, I've had some great times with him over the years, but I just think your legacy as a player lives on after. And look at your Peter Wins and your Pricey's and, you know, like your Noel Glovers and even blokes like Tim Manor and stuff, mate. They've never left. And I get you're on a bit of a contract, I swear, but
Even
they
Neville
are.
Glover.
Yes, Neville, yeah, sorry. If you turn around and you ask them to do anything for the club, they'll be there tomorrow. And that's what being a legend of the club is all about. You know, like, and there's other blokes that I'm not going to name that would love to get invited and love to be involved with those kinds of things and are getting ignored. And Heine obviously, you know, gets invited to these things and ignores the club. So, that's, yeah, I'm going to cop it. I'm going to open a can of worms I don't need to open. I don't know what his problem is with the club, but there we go. All right. Here's a question. We've got a bit short. I want everyone's karaoke song for the Bucks party. All right. Jason, what are you bringing out?
Oh, classic. Oh, what? I mean, forgot about Dre, Stan. Like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? Lincoln Park. What do you need?
Okay, well, there we go. Longy, mate, you'll have something ready.
Yeah, mate. Bit of Jack Black, Tenacious D. We're going tribute.
Tribute. Love it. Love it. Troy, what culture's the song you sing?
Well, I could get Retribution and sing Flame Trees again, but either that or
I hope you fucking practice.
Rising Sun or Working Class Man, one of those.
Yeah. Jez, mate, what are you singing?
Veronica's Untouched.
Jolene.
Veronica's Untouched.
Australian
Jack,
national anthem.
Jack, you're not coming because you're a fucking dog. You're not coming, Geordie, because you live fucking ages away. Mate, come if you want to come. But
I still want to have an opinion. I want to say my song, even if I'm not coming.
Yeah, no, well, actually, me and Jez were going to do that one, Michael, so you can pick another song with me. So that's our moment to shine. You can fuck off. What would you sing, Geordie, if you were there?
Mate, I'd probably go Sweet Caroline, I reckon. That usually gets the crowd going. But yeah, that's my pick.
For sure. Jack, what would you do?
I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. It's funny. That must be a globally thing because that's Beck's go-to song as well. I Want It That Way.
What can I say, mate?
Yeah,
Globally
100%.
classic.
Maybe at the wedding you can do a rendition. We've got a band set up. That could work. You could make up for it.
Mate, I'm always
Backstreet
fucking-
Boys or Backdoor Boys? Which one is it? I don't know.
Great, mate.
All right, Hayden, mate, get us out of here. What are you doing?
I'm going to go with Life is a Highway, the Rascal Flats version, guys.
Nah, Tom Cochrane version.
Which one's the
Is your
version?
favourite movie Cars as well?
It's not.
There's a highway
Oh, fuck. All right. Look,
Do we
I
all
think
sing it to end the night? I think we should.
no, I don't think we should. All right. Look, let's just hope we get an incredible win on the Thursday night. Pretty excited for it, obviously. And like I said, obviously, Longy, Troy, Jace, the three on the top row there. They'll be at the Station Hotel. What time are you guys going to get there? About 7-ish, you reckon? 6, 7,
Hopefully.
Troy?
No, not at all. I
We'd
get
have
fined for
11.
that.
Damn it, I can't get one tonight.
I finish work about 4. Maybe it might be about there 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5.
Okay, so obviously,
Might
we
even
encourage-
catch a train. It's close to the station.
It's called the Station Pub. Yeah, very close to the station. We do encourage responsible drinking as well, Troy. So please behave at our new major sponsor. So if you're there at 5 o'clock, by the time the boys get there at 7, they might be dragging you out. But yeah, 7 o'clock, as I said, going away there. So me and Hayden will be at the game. Looking forward to it. I've got a shitload of content ready to go if we can beat Melbourne. So let's hope we can. Until then, we will see you next Tuesday.
Go Parra.